principal of Ludlow High School, and I ask that you all please stand the Star Spangled Banner, which will be performed by the members of the Ludlow High School Concert Chorus under the direction of Mr. Kevin McAvoy. Please remove all hats, silence all cell phones and electronic devices. I ask that the seniors who are members of the concert choir come forward at this time. Audience, please be seated. Mr. Gavada, please seat your class. Because Memorial Day was just 9 days ago, I ask that we pause for a moment to honor all those who served in the military and made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. And now, those in the audience and behind me who will be serving in the military, have served in the military, or are currently in the military, to please stand to be recognized for your service and dedication in the armed forces. Please stand. Welcome, Superintendent Dr. Franciano, school committee members, Ludlow High School faculty and staff, parents, family members, friends, and most importantly, the high school class of 2025. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 115th Ludlow High School commencement exercises. The class of 2025 is the 32nd LHS class to graduate at the William D. Mullins Memorial Center. The William D. The William D. Mullins Memorial Center has a significant tie to Ludlow and its roots. Mr. Mullins lived in Ludlow and taught at Ludlow High School in the late 1960s. He was an educator of history and government for 12 years, was elected to the Ludlow Board of Selectmen, and eventually became a state representative. In 1985, Mr. Mullins, then the vice chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, argued that UMass Amherst campus lacked an indoor facility of sufficient size for major sports and other events. Mr. Mullins died of cancer in 1986 at the age of 54, but several of his colleagues in the legislature, as well as other supporters, carried on his project. As a tribute to Mullins' dedication to UMass sports, this facility was built and named in his memory. The Ludlow High School class of 1993 was the first high school class ever to hold their graduation at the William D. Mullins Memorial Center. We will once again hear from the concert choir, with this being the seniors' last performance as members of the Ludlow High School Choir. They will be singing Flying Free by Don Basie.
There is a place I call my own.
Thank you, Mr. McAvoy, and all our chorus members. I'd now like to introduce a young man who has achieved the status of being called the salutatorian. This young man has quite a resume of accomplishments here at Ludlow High School. Not only is his grade point average a 4.68, which is technically an A++, but he has found time to be involved in more than just his studies. He has been a member of the National Honor Society for 2 years and a member of the Portuguese Club for 4 years. Somehow, he has also found time to volunteer at the Portuguese Club, helping to set up events at Festa, walking yearly to create awareness for suicide prevention, and at many church activities. Volunteering and academics are only a small part of who our salutatorian is. He is a student athlete. His freshman year, he played soccer and ran track, played football for 3 years, and was voted most valuable player his senior year and selected for All-Pro Western Mass, and all 4 years was a varsity wrestler. With all his energy focusing on school and athletics, he also worked last summer as a technician finishing parts for airplanes at Global Turbine in South Windsor, Connecticut. He applied and was accepted to Worcester Polytechnic Institute, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and University of Connecticut. He will be attending WPI in the fall, where he plans to major in engineering with a possible focus on aerospace, with either the hope of someday having a career as a defense contractor. He will also be playing for the WPI football team. The salutatorian will receive a distinguished medal from his mother and father, Carla and John. Kyle Rodriguez, class of 2025, salutatorian, please come to accept your medal. Being called the valedictorian of your class is obviously an honor and achievement that not only involves hard work during Being called the valedictorian of your class is obviously an honor and an achievement that not only involves hard work during your 4 years of high school, but it involves a personality of determination, perseverance, and courage to stand out. Joseph Kerouac was this year's valedictorian, has a GPA of 4.70. Joseph has been busy here at Ludlow High School, not only with his academics, but he is a member of the As Schools Match Wits team and a news editor for the LHS newspaper, The Cub. Joe has found time to volunteer at the Ludlow Boys and Girls Club Youth Cross Country Program, his church's youth group, and the Ludlow Fire Department Open House Days, where he said he loved serving popcorn and blowing up balloons for the young children. Joe has also found time in his busy schedule to have a job at the local business called Chameleon Painting. As you will hear from Joe tonight, he has not only been a successful student at Ludlow High School, but he has been a successful student athlete. Joe has been a member of the Ludlow High School swim team for 5 years. We allow 8th graders to participate in our swim team, in case you're wondering. And Joe has been the team captain of the swim team for 3 years. Most impressive is Joe has broken 3 school records within those 5 years, with his biggest accomplishment his senior year beating the 100-meter breaststroke record. Joe has been on our cross-country team for 5 years also. He was the Western Massachusetts champion his junior and senior year, and he placed second at the state championship his junior year. His senior year, he was one of the top 10 fastest runners in the state championships. 3 years in a row, he was most valuable player for cross country. As busy as he was during the fall and winter season, he commanded a presence in the spring on our track team. He broke the school's 4x8 record his junior year, and he won the state championship in the 4x8 his senior year. He not only ran for our track team, but he also did the pole vault for 4 years. Joe applied and was accepted at Bucknell University, Swarthmore College, Denison University, Villanova University, and Trinity University. Joe will be attending Denison University, which is in Granville, Ohio, where he will be majoring in engineering with a possible focus in underwater engineering. I would now like to call forward Joe Kerouac, who will receive his valedictorian medal from his parents, Beth and Chris.
Thank you, Mrs. Nemeth, and good evening, everyone. Long before high school, I can look back and see the tides of fate working in my life. When I was merely a careless middle schooler, my big brother, David, was entering his freshman year of high school. Unfortunately, not everything went to plan, as David was not in place in honors bio as he desired. However, this frustration was fatal. David was one of the lucky few students to be placed in the last freshman business class, taught by none other than Mr. Walsh. Moments later, he was recruited to the track team. A change of confidence and determination quickly arose up in my brother. As a less than confident middle schooler at the time, this sprung up a curiosity. What was so special about track and field? It couldn't have been the rubber surface or the iron spikes. It had to have been something more. As soon as I saw David run with his competitors, saw him push himself to his limits, break the tape, and achieve victory, I figured it out. What was so special was the thrill of the race. I'll admit it, I was hooked. And I was dead set on this new exciting journey. I lived for, worked for, and died for the race. When it was my turn, I spent much time training, sprinting, my personal favorite, sleeping. I spent so much time running that there was no time for standing still. I thought I'd been reaching for achievement, for glory, for the next high. But really, I was looking for something more. My junior year rolled around, and I was excited to see what all my hard work would accomplish. Fall was in the air, and that meant one thing: the Western Mass Cross Country Championship. I had bullied and brawled for this race, and I was ready. On the starting line, anticipation was high, and for the next 15 minutes, I pushed myself across that finish line first. And I did it. I won. And I won't lie, it felt great. But only for a moment. I'd spent so much time struggling for that glory. But once the anticipation faded, I was stuck feeling just as empty inside. What would I do now? What next? Where would I find joy, purpose, and pleasure? In my pursuit of excellence, I learned one thing: do not neglect your relationships. For your moments of ecstasy, your achievements, your valiant victories, as well as your rock-bottom failures and hard-learned lessons will mean nothing without the treasure and value of of relationships. When I look back, I don't remember the checkmark tests, nor the dusty medals. Those will all fade from dust and moth anyways. The things that stay with me, that will forever be untouchable, are Logan's smiles, Eli's racing headbands, Danny's pickleball skills, Sam's joyful laughter, Owen's fishing adventures, and how could I forget Lucas's on-point impressions. The relationships that I built, that we built, here in our time at LHS is what matters. It's what lasts. It is a great thing. When I think of the greatness of friendship, I'm often inspired by Tolkien's tale, Lord of the Rings. Yes, Mrs. Franz, I had to put this in here. Yet, it seems fitting, because when the Council of Elrond was faced with Sauron's innumerable powers of evil, they chose not to send an army, but a fellowship, a friendship. And they could have not been more wise in their decision. For when the protagonist Frodo was about to collapse under the back-breaking burden of the ring, it was not strength of will, nor strength of limb that led him on, but his friend, Sam Gamgee, who in the aches of pain uttered the words that we all wish to hear in our times of trouble. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. We all need a Sam in our lives. We can remember the times when life was a little more bearable, a little more joyful, and a whole lot simpler because we had a friend to carry us forward. We may not be in Middle-earth fighting Sauron, carrying the Ring of Power, but we can't deny that there is darkness in our world. I mean, think about the lights just going out right there. Merely look toward the trolls of social media to see the cruelty, hate, and division that exists. In addition, Gen Z, my generation, is one of the most isolated of its time. Isolation, materialism, narcissism, these things can easily consume you. Don't fall into that trap. Your 5K personal best, that new car, or even your dream career. They're all good things, and they bring happiness in their time, but they're not meant to be pursued at the expense of our relationships, our friendships, the indispensable things in life. The most crucial relationship, the one to whom I owe all my achievements, and our Creator, Jesus, makes known to us his plan to save the world through friendship. For while we were yet sinners, Christ died that we may be saved. Only when you see what a great friend that he was to you, can you begin to be that friend toward others. He says, greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, for a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I have learned from the Father, I have made known to you. As we press forward in life, I ask that we take the step toward valuing others more than ourselves. I ask that we focus on kindness, humble sacrifice, and true connection. Each one of us is in a greater race than the Western Mass Cross Country Championship, the race of life. And I know that everyone runs in their own way. But I ask that we don't get so caught up in our own races, our own paths, that we lose sight of what's really important. Friendship that gives us courage, strength, and carries us forward at our breaking points. Friendship that combats the darkness of our world. Friendship that lasts longer than glory, gold, and gives us a glimpse at heaven. In a race, all the runners run, but only one obtains the prize. So run this race that you may obtain the prize. Don't run alone. Run with courage, strength, faith, and friends. Thank you to the LHS staff for all you've given us in the form of education and understanding. It's been a pleasure. And finally, thank you to my peers, the LHS class of 2025, for running alongside me as we race toward our futures together.
So I know Joe's introduction was impressive, but that was absolutely impressive to just not do it reading anything. Another round of applause for that. And he did follow the speech that he handed in, so impressive. Okay, I would now like to introduce the class president, Jack Cavada, who will be giving the graduation message. Usually I try to keep the class president's introduction rather short, but if anyone knows the class of 2025's class president, he doesn't do anything short of amazing. Jack is ranked number 3 in the class with a GPA of 4.67. Jack's involvement in and out of school are extensive, so please bear with me. Jack is a member of Project 351's Alumni Leadership Council. He's the co-founder of a nonprofit organization, Totes Promotes. He's a member of Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Joy Campbell's inaugural Youth Advisory Council. He's a committee leader on Hampden County District Attorney Anthony Gallooni's Youth Advisory Board. He's a student representative on the Ludlow Public Schools School Committee. He's a member of Ludlow Cares Coalition, their advisory board. He's the co-founder of Ludlow High School's Cares Club. He's student council vice president his senior year, yet he's been a member all 4 years. He was the captain of the Ludlow High School varsity alpine ski team his senior year and also skied for 3 years. He's a member of the Ludlow High School Drama Club, member of the National Honor Society, member of the Lady Lions, a news editor for the Cub, and class president for all 4 years. Impressive. Jack applied and was accepted at Suffolk University, American University, George Washington University, Georgetown University, Princeton University, Harvard University. Jack will be attending Harvard University this fall. Where he plans to major in government with a pre-law track and hopefully have a future career in politics. Please welcome the class of 2025's class president, Jack Cavada.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and most importantly, members of the Ludlow High School graduating class of 2025. As Ms. Nemeth said, my name is Jack Cavada, and I have the distinct honor of speaking to you tonight as the senior class president. Before I begin, I would be remiss if I didn't extend gratitude to those who have supported us in the journey to graduation. To Mr. Gabb and Mr. Augusto, thank you for your incredible support of our class. To Ms. Nemeth, Ms. HB, and Mr. Mitchell, thank you for your leadership and commitment. To Dr. Tiano and the school committee members, thank you for your leadership and belief in the power of education. And to my friends, mentors, family, mother, father, and brother, thank you for your unwavering support. Because of you, I stand here today, and no words can adequately express how grateful I am for you. When I was 8 years old, I was convinced I would win $1 million. No, not by going viral from meeting James Charles in the streets of New York City. I had a much more reasonable plan. I was going to win Survivor. Every Wednesday night, I'd sit in front of the television next to my mother and brother, eyes glued to the television program Survivor. I was completely mesmerized by the idol plays, blind sides, and challenges put on. And so naturally, I got to work. Every summer, my neighbors and I recreated the games in our neighborhood. We built shelters with plywood from Home Depot, thanks Mom, completed challenges with pool rules and whatever wasn't nailed down in someone else's garage, and held tribal councils where popsicle sticks determined our fate. Nearly a decade later, The motto of the show, outwit, outplay, outlast, became my senior quote, not just because of my continued love for the show, but because those 3 words have transformed into a guiding principle for my life that I wish to share with you all tonight. First, to outwit is not to outsmart others. It's about outsmarting your own doubts, distractions, and fears. It's the commitment to growth and self-improvement, no matter the path you take. Whether your next chapter leads to college, vocational training, entrepreneurship, military service, or straight into the workforce, take your passion and pursue it with purpose. Become a master at your craft. This journey calls for the courage to ask the tough questions that challenge the status quo. Like, how come the elementary schoolers can get pajama day, but we can't? It requires the humility to listen and learn from others' experiences, and the grit to keep moving forward when things get difficult. While social media may be deceiving, success is not granted. It is earned through discipline, resilience, and a steadfast refusal to accept mediocrity. It's about pushing beyond what's comfortable and removing the word impossible from your vocabulary. And while personal excellence begins with inner discipline, it doesn't stop there, because no matter how skilled, focused, or driven we are, our greatest achievements will always be shaped by the people we surround ourselves with. That brings me to outplay. To outplay is not about outperforming others. It's about forging meaningful relationships. The truth is, our humanity is inextricably connected through invisible webs of interdependence. In other words, we need one another. Whether you're working on a group project, building something from the ground up, or navigating the complexities of a new job, your success will often depend on how well you can collaborate. Outplaying means showing up for your teammates. Sure, you'll encounter people whose experiences and perspectives differ from your own. However, strong teams aren't made up of equal players. Every person has a unique background, identity, lived experience that shapes what they bring to the table. Embracing this diversity requires humility, trust, and the willingness to grow together. So as you move forward, surround yourself with people who challenge you, support you, and push you to be better. Invest in the relationships you value most, because they become the core of the legacy that we leave behind. On that note, to outlast is not about being the last one standing. It's about ensuring that what you stand for endures long after you are gone. No matter the path you choose, each of us leaves an imprint, one that's not measured by accolades or trophies, that is unless you're on the track team, but by character. Sometimes that legacy is quiet, a kind gesture, a steady friendship, a moment of encouragement that lingers long after. Other times, it's a bold idea, like having access to more than one bathroom at school. But always, to outlast means living in a way that plants seeds for a future that we may never personally see. As we graduate from Ludlow High School today, I ask you to reflect. What legacy will you leave? Years from now, people won't remember you for your GPA, your test scores, your class rank, but they will remember how you made them feel. They'll remember if you were kind, if you listened, or if you had a killer Donald Trump impression like Lucas Franco. To outlast is to live with intention, lead with vision, and to act with the understanding that the future isn't something handed down to us. It's something our generation has the opportunity to build and craft. And so I leave you with the words of Survivor host Jeff Probst. There's this magnificent world out there, and as much of it is yours as you are willing to take. It has truly been an honor leading this class, and I have no doubt that each of us will accomplish great things. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Okay, so here we are, class of 2025, celebrating your accomplishments. Your distinguished classmates have told you to look forward, reach for the stars, the future is yours, and many other inspiring messages. I'd like to take this moment to take a look back at the year and highlight for the audience the accomplishments of the class of 2025. First, there are 181 graduating seniors. 45 of those seniors are members of National Honor Society, which is represented by their blue hood and blue and gold tassel. 79 seniors are wearing a gold cord, which represents the achievement of pro merito, which means their grade point average was high honors upon graduation. 10 seniors are sitting in the front row and wearing double cords, which represent they are in the top 10 of their class. 7 seniors are wearing a pink cord, which represents their membership in the National Tri-M Music Honor Society. They are exemplary students who represent true modern music masters. We have 3 seniors wearing a multicolored cord, which represents the Commonwealth's seal of biliteracy. These students have demonstrated proficiency in both English and a foreign language, which they have pursued for 5 years, along with the understanding of multiple cultures. 49 seniors received the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. This is a scholarship that provides the graduating senior with a free tuition to any state college in Massachusetts. The 49 seniors awarded this scholarship achieved advanced and proficient on their MCAS scores and ranked in the top 10% of those tested. 83% of the seniors are continuing their education at a 4-year, 2-year, or career and technical school. 2% of the students are entering the military, 13% are entering the workforce, and 2% of the students reported taking a year off to explore their options. There are 85 different colleges the seniors were accepted at, and there are approximately 30 different colleges they are attending. Another testament to the success of the class of 2025 is at class night, 110 scholarships were awarded to individuals in the class, totaling $247. All these accomplishments would not have been possible without the support and love from parents, family members, teachers, and staff. I would personally like to thank the class advisors for the class of 2025, Mr. Augusto and Mr. Gavilov. I have seen the endless hours they have spent to help these students succeed academically, emotionally, but mostly socially. A special thank you to all 4 school counselors who pushed and pushed these students their senior year not to have senioritis in January. A huge thank you to Mrs. Miranda, our lead secretary in the main office, for all her hard work and long hours that allowed this graduation day to become a reality. And speaking of hard work, a huge shout out to Mrs. Kumpalanian, our yearbook advisor, who led a group of students to publish an amazing yearbook that was distributed Tuesday at the class banquet. The theme for the yearbook was complexity, and that truly embodies the journey this class has been on their 4 years at Ludlow High School. If you remember, this class started their freshman year in August of 2021 wearing a mask due to COVID. Their first high school experience was walking through the doors, not knowing what to expect, but also knowing not really what people look like. Quite complexity. By March 2021, masks were off, and now the class of 2025 have mastered their journey. The class has had amazing 4 years, but they've also had an amazing senior week, and especially an amazing senior farewell that had a faculty surprise like no other, like there ain't no mountain higher. I'll leave it at that, inside joke. This year, not only are we saying goodbye to the class of 2025, but we're saying goodbye to 3 faculty members, Mr. Hansen, Mr. Oliveira, and Mrs. Snyder. Best wishes and congratulations. So the class of 2025, are there any words of wisdom I can instill upon you for your departure? Probably not. I know all of you have a passion to get out into the world, spread your wings, and have many new experiences. The walls of Ludlow High School have served its purpose for you, and now you have to figure out your purpose. Live each day to the fullest, be humble, be kind, and always remember you're always a lion. Congratulations, class of 2025. I'd now like to present the Excellent in Academic Achievement Awards. When I call your name, please come up and you will receive your award. The Ludlow Education Association Award for the #1 ranking student, Joseph Kerouac. The George E. Russell Award, Excellence in the Study of Literature, Ina Anamokenaha. The Paul R. Baird, U.S. History, Excellence in the Study of U.S. History, Joseph Kerouac. The American Legion Award, which is for school citizenship, Michael Kelly. The John J. Hurley Award for Excellence in the Study of Social Studies, Kelsey Blazjowski. The Paulo Zena Foreign Language Award, Excellence in the Study of Language, Esther Coelho. The Bernard Burns Art Award, Excellence in the Study of Art, Logan Walsh, who is not here tonight yet. A little surprise. Logan. The Gregory Rinn Award for Excellence in the Study of Choral Music, Music History, and Music Theory, Caitlin Day. The Florence M. Saunier Award, Excellence in the Study of English, Caitlin Day. The William D. Mullins Student Government Award for Leadership and Service to Ludlow High School, Jack Favada. The John Philip Sousa Band Award for Excellence in the Study of Instrumental Music, Mason Gunther. The Helen Kudlik Award for Excellence in Athletics, one who best exemplifies the combination of athletics, academics, and good sportsmanship, Madeline Brown. excellence in the study of mathematics, Joseph Kerouac. The Francis R. Duclos Achievement Award for Excellence in the Study of Science, Caitlin Day. So congratulations, students, and I have one more award to give to a teacher. Beginning with the graduating class of 2020, each senior, at the beginning of their senior year, signs a white graduation gown. Their signing of the gown is a commitment that they plan to make it through their senior year and graduate. As an expression of their gratitude, at the end of their senior year, students then choose a teacher in Ludlow High School that has impacted them the most throughout their 4 years and has contributed positively to the Ludlow High School community. Not only have our current students recognized the impact teachers have on students, but the Ludlow High School graduating class of 1972 also recognizes a teacher who has made a positive impact on the students. At the class of 1972 50th class reunion, which was 3 years ago, the class decided to recognize a Ludlow High School teacher with a medallion, a plaque, which would be hung at Ludlow High School, and a monetary award for all their hard work, dedication, and passion in teaching students. The Ludlow High School seniors recognized their teacher with gowning them and having them wear the white Commitment to Graduate gown. I'd like to now call to the stage to receive their awards from this year's class president, Jack Cavada, the teacher who was chosen to wear the white graduation gown and receive the recognition by the class of 1972, Mrs. Kate Zianio. Congratulations again, Mrs. Ziani, what an honor. I'd now like to invite the seniors who are members of the concert band to join their classmates for their last instrumental performance, How to Train Your Dragons, directed by band director, Mr. Kevin McAvoy.
Good evening. My name is Esther Coelho, and I am the Senior Class Vice President. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Ludlow Public Schools, Dr. Frank Tiano.
Good evening, graduates, families, friends, esteemed faculty, and honored guests. This is my third commencement as your superintendent, and once again, I'm privileged to be a part of this important ceremony. Today is a celebration, a day to reflect on all that you have achieved in the incredible journey that lies ahead. In preparing for my remarks this evening, I was reminded of a character who embodies so many of the qualities that we hope our graduates carry with them in the world, Ted Lasso. For those of you unfamiliar, Ted Lasso is a college football coach who suddenly finds himself leading a professional soccer team in England. He's obviously out of his element. He doesn't even know the rules of soccer. But what he does know are people, and that's what makes him great. Like Ted, all of you will be stepping into new and unfamiliar roles in life. And with such changes, it is quite natural to sometimes feel anxious, unprepared, or even second guess what you are doing. So lead with curiosity, empathy, and optimism. Because in the end, it's not always what you know, it's how you treat others and how you handle change that defines your success. One of my favorite Ted Lasso quotes is, "Be curious, not judgmental." It's a simple, powerful reminder that the world is much bigger and more diverse than any of us can imagine. Therefore, as you leave the safe confines of Ludlow High, I urge you to stay curious about people, about ideas, about life itself. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Ask questions. Seek out the stories of others, as well as stories that challenge your thinking. The more curious you are, the richer and more compassionate your journey will be. Another thing that Ted taught us is the importance of believing in yourself and in those around you. He hung a simple yellow sign in the locker room that just said, "Believe." At the time, it might have seemed like a simple thing that coaches do, but it carried a powerful meaning for his team. Because sometimes, the hardest part of life is just believing that you are capable, that you belong, that you matter. As you prepare to take your next steps in your journey, whether college, career, military service, or another path, hold on to that belief. Trust me, you are stronger and more prepared than you think. So graduates, as you set off in the next chapter of your lives, carry some of Ted Lasso's lessons with you. Lead with kindness, stay curious, and most importantly, believe in yourself, because all of us here believe in you. Congratulations, class of 2025. Go out there and make the world a better place, one smile, one question, and one act of kindness at a time.
Good evening. My name is Madison Tereso, and I am the Senior Class Secretary. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Chairperson of the Ludlow Public Schools School Committee, Mr. Jeffrey Lang.
Good evening. Last night at 11:55 p.m. is when I began this third version of my graduation speech. Writing a speech is not an easy task for most. I totally understand that. There are edits, you forget to mention events, you forget to mention people. I do know that errors occur. It's stressful. But that is not what this was. I had scrapped 2 full 3-page speeches that I've written from front to back, all complete and done, last night at midnight. Now, before I congratulate anybody, I do need to go through some of these things that were in these speeches for my own therapeutic reasons. I need to explain out loud why I scrapped it. And for the record, my better half, who is out here somewhere, who was my final edit proofreader, said they were good to go. So, oh boy, they were almost out in the universe. One speech had references, a few of them, of Sun Tzu's famous book, The Art of War. The Art of War. High school graduation, and I was up here giving war strategies, and like I was George Patton. Also included in that speech was the word zombies. Now, that would have been a first for any graduation speech, I can only imagine. But yes, the word zombies was in. I have no answers for these. Ready for the next one? The theme was centered around an angry mob, and it went through our own individual fight or flight instincts. I mean, craziness. The final detail I'm ever going to share with anyone, and the worst part, is the angry mob was actually the graduating class, and they were after me. I mean, was I writing a comic book series, or, I mean, crazy. But thank you for letting me get that out. Today's ceremony is all about celebrating the effort and hard work of the students while also recognizing all of the love and support that the families give. This day is also very important to us as school committee members because it allows us to see the finished product. It allows us to witness the happiness, the smiles, the handshakes, the hugs between the students and the teachers, things that we don't get to see that happen inside of the school, but it truly shows the great bond and relationships that the kids have with these students. When I look out into the audience, this is how I know that our community is great. There is so much support for the kids who are graduating today. So I know this is an important day to all of you, and that is why it was very stressful for me to come up with a good speech, and I just went down this crazy, crazy place. But to the class of 2025, on behalf of all the school committee members, I would like to thank you for your dedication and hard work. You have been excellent ambassadors to Ludlow. Thank you for allowing me, as well as us, to witness and participate in your hard-earned successes. To the parents, my people, my Gen Xers out there, we are a different breed, we had different childhoods, I know. It's biased thinking, but I believe that ours growing up was the best. But then when I think a little deeper, I don't know, I wouldn't want my children to do the things that we did. So, our kids, every one of our kids mean a lot to us. They mean everything to us. And when a young couple is expecting a child, and someone goes up and asks, oh, what do you prefer? And the person will always start to say what they think they would prefer, and then they catch themselves. And they always say the same things. Healthy, happy, all of those. And final reminder to the parents out there, regardless of what these students do, what the graduates do after high school, please just remember that that is the most important thing, that they're healthy and happy. And class of 2025, I wish you a farewell. Thank you.
So as Mr. Lake said, there's sometimes errors and misspellings and all kinds of things in your speeches. So I was wondering why the audience didn't go when I said there was 110 scholarships worth $247. Thank you for letting me know I said that. $247,000. So Superintendent Dr. Tiano, School Committee Chairperson Mr. Jeffrey Lang, at this time I attest that the students seated here today have successfully completed all the academic requirements necessary to obtain a diploma from Ludlow High School. I recommend the awarding of diplomas at this time. It is the Ludlow High School tradition to keep the awarding of the diplomas a ceremonious process, so I ask that the audience be respectful of applause so that each family member may hear the name of their graduate being called. Let the fun begin.
Joseph Abraham Kerouac. Jack Edward Favada. Esther Sulamar Lana Coelho. Madison Christine Tereso. Taylor Bobby Colberg. Kyle Denise Rodriguez. Ryan Christopher Gomes. Caitlin Renee Day. Katharina Ligior. Thomas Joseph Wattis. Callie Jean Foley. Peyton Ryan Brennan. Anna Efia Asantura Amohapavani. Alexis Adriana Urban Sunter. Annabella Alves Castro. Savannah Maria Farabello. Linda Hillary B. Faria. McKaylee Ann Winslow. Sophia Melissa Shumsky. Sarah Rose Dupuy. Kate Cheryl Ann Del Negro. Noah Jacob Pedro. Karina Alexa Alves Silva. Alexa Juliana Kohanek. Mary Catherine Sullivan Morris. Abigail Ray Toomey. Brianna Olivia Chiavelli. Rihanna Kelly Bizengwa Musambai. Kayliana Moret. Mia Bulatovich. Delaney Rose Stebbins. Rayana Yvonne Craven. Madeline Grace Brown. Quinn Philip Skelly. Jade Victoria Schaefer Cunha. Davian Zakai Smith. James Spencer Selden Davis. Lily Grace Page. Ava Marie Moutinho. Gabriela Rose Pereira. Megan Peterson. Juliana Katarina Mielis. Eva Marie Lasky. Alexis Jade Lee. Dolores Amelia Calvao. Layla Ashley Higgins. Davani Lee McHale. Christopher Custodio Gonzalez. Logan Joseph Cabral. Jonathan Manuel Gonzalez. Nicholas Michael Moraes. Dominic Joseph Gendro. Ethan Mark Cormier. Owen Michael McCarthy. Devin Reed Skiba. Michael Joseph Rubin. Owen Anthony Kumiga. Nicholas Alexander Bailey. Dominic David Fiayu. Jonas Angelo Estrada. Christopher Ramadan. Jacob Christopher Sternowski. Hunter Stephen Monette. Alexander Edward Robert Roy. Antonio Joseph Aleshu. Alexander Jan Wojcik. Anthony Tyler St. Marie Portalata. Cameron Jason Markowitz. Joshua Christopher Ridolfi. Eamon Hartwell DiVenuto. Sonny Cruz Freitas. Kelsey Marie Olet. Kylie Sky Roach. Michael Frederick Toulouche. Jason Thomas Nilsson. Jaden Michael Foltz. Nathan Martins Casares. Tristan Alexander Joseph Stevens. Austin Michael Asoff. Griffin Daniel McCarthy. Antonio Jose Zena. James Todd Gagney. Jayla Alexia Martin. Kevin Scott Lynch. Adrian James Martins. Owen Richard Mortimer. Ryan John Goodwin. Ashton Michael Leary. Cooper William Zukowski. Yahya Mohammed Meyer. Lucas Anthony Riccardi. Nicholas Thomas Zawinski. Owen Gregory Wurst. Jordan Vincent Paul Cagliero. Lucas Bordeaux Rigo Alban. Eris Lynn Learned. Isabella Rose Sear. Samantha Teresa Vasquez. Bridget Cecilia Schneider. Sophia Della White. Santana. Leah Sandra Lefevre. Audrey Costa Magalis. Ava Lynn Gabriello. Mia Hurtado. Ella Sophia Dias. Riley Jordan Remillard. Lena Joan Birdie. Deandra Monet Davis. Ariana Angelina Adrian. Abigail Ireland Bruno. Ava Rose Augusto. Ashlyn Patricia Moquin. Isabel Kayla Cruz. Jessica Luisa Dos Reis. Ari Lucia Kowalia. Gabriel Adam Manuel Archambault. Kyla Lamont. Angelina Maria Joao. Sophia Alexandra Olmos. Carly Corrine Ferreira. Alexa Elizabeth Vanas. Kiliana Joy Blackburn. Sophia Irene Sakurka. Gabriella Imale Mierlis. Isabella Rose Murphy. Belen Ava Molinari. Sophia Elizabeth Dynack. Samantha Marie Grimaldi. Mia Angelina Carvalho. Gavin Lewis Bala. James Joao Dias. Gabriel Heian So LaPlante. Brady Bradford Trahan. Nathan Omar Colon. Ethan William Tenney. Nicholas Joseph Stave. Vincent Nicholas Molay. Vincent Cristiano Rivero. Felix Alexander Cintron. Nathan T. St. Cyr. Lucas Abel Costa. Davian Omar Rodriguez. Anthony Lawrence Grimm. Arthur Carvalho Rocha. Dominic Gerard Gauthier. Olivia Lynn Henricks. Maya Isabella Gonzalez. Kirsten Deanna Harvey. Ava Jean Pesca. Madison Alexis Koski. Kelsey May Blazejowski. Mason Michael Gunther. Cameron Michael Erickson. Javon Daniel Judas. Matthew Ryan Gano. Santiago Rivero Cadet. Sean Riley Nascimento. Marcus Elijah Sanchez. Dylan Russell Horton. Ryan Peter Furchess. Jacob Allen Riley. Cameron Joseph Salvador. Michael Agostino Gomes. Michael Batista Kelly. Colin S. Belanger. Nathan Joseph Gravlin. Noah Aiden Dias. Alex Gama Rodriguez. Lucas Antonio Franco. David Matthew Buckley. Andre Cruz Freitas. Peter Wojcik. Eli John Lipson. Joaquin Ignacio Caceres Gonzalez. Aaron Bullock. Nicholas Edward Anderson. Thomas Charles Graham. Vogel. Logan Walsh.
our graduation ceremony. So we ask that you please stay in your seats until recessional of the graduates is complete. All guests are invited to meet the graduates on the upper concourse or in the main atrium. Please wait until all the graduates recess out off into the tunnel, and then enjoy your very warm night. Once again, congratulations, class of 2025.